Luther, the Fallen Son has just landed on Netflix. Now, is this a movie that is keeping the Luther legacy alive, or should they have stopped with season 5? Hey guys, welcome to Marcus Loves Movies. My name is Marcus Lee, and welcome to my Luther, the Fallen Son movie review. The feature-length Luther that we've all been waiting for is finally here, and it's landed on Netflix. And I've got some issues with that, which I'll talk about during my review. Just before I tell you my thoughts and feelings about it, can I say up front, thank you for checking out my video. Thank you for checking out this movie review. Really appreciate it. Quick thing to ask, if you do like movie reviews like this, if you like trailer reactions and film discussion, I've got a small channel. I'm trying to grow it. So would you please hit that subscribe button? I would really appreciate your support. Anyway, let me give you a quick plot outline, then I'll tell you what I really thought about the movie. A serial killer terrorizes London while disgraced detective John Luther sits behind bars. Haunted by his failure to capture the cyber psychopath who now taunts him, Luther decides to break out of prison to finish the job by any means necessary. So I've really enjoyed the 5 seasons of Luther that we've had, and when I learned they were making a movie version of the show, I was really excited. I was like, yes, we're going to get to watch a feature-length version of Luther on the big screen. That is going to be a fantastic thing. Now, we don't get Luther on the big screen because it's come to Netflix, and I'll talk about that more as the review goes on. Now, if you're a fan of Luther or a die-hard fan of Luther, I think you're either going to absolutely love this or you're going to have some strong criticisms and you're going to dislike it based on the script, the way that it plays out. All of those factors are going to affect what you think about this movie. Now, I personally fall into the camp of I loved it. I love watching British movies. I love the British movie vibe that we got, although it's not without its problems. So you get the sense that the filmmakers have tried to do everything bigger. So we've got bigger set pieces, we've got bigger consequences, bigger stakes, we've got a more effective villain. We've got all of that stuff because we're not just doing a TV show now, we're making a movie out of Luther. So there's some really good set pieces. There's a set piece that takes place in Piccadilly Circus, and obviously that's very British. That was done really well. There are set pieces towards the back end of the film which are full of action. I like how they were shot. It's not just shot in the UK, it takes us overseas. We've got these big open landscapes, the kind of landscapes that reminded me of scenes from Inception and Interstellar. So in terms of how they look, I really like all of those things. I liked having a baddie who you can definitely hate, who you can root against, who you can pray for his downfall. Sometimes as filmmakers, as storytellers, they create antagonists who you are empathetic towards because you get to learn about their backstory, their journey, what they've been through. Maybe they've experienced some things as a child, and it helps you to understand why they are so bad. But this villain is just all out evil, and Andy Serkis does a decent job of playing this villain, this guy who you can hate. But like I say, he's a decent villain. I don't think he's an amazing villain. He's not one of the best villains that we've ever seen on screen. Part of him feels a little bit like a Bond villain, which I'll come back to. He's absolutely vile. He's everything that you want to see crumble and fall down. And watching Luther, it actually reminded me of how sadistic the villains tend to be in this show. So whilst there's a lot to like about this film, there are also things that I didn't like as much, things that I would critique and say, I don't like that, and I wish the filmmakers had done that differently, taken the story in a different direction, or started to tell the story in a different way. So for example, the prison storyline, I wasn't a big fan. It all happens in the first 10 minutes or so that we have to get John Luther into prison, and the way that happens, it feels like it was very easy to orchestrate that. All of a sudden he's in prison, and then soon after we now need to figure out a way for John Luther to break out of prison. And that whole prison break thing, for him to get out, it felt quite Hollywood. That's not what you expect from a Luther storyline. Just so that he can go chase this bad guy, he needs to break out of prison. That didn't massively work for me. It doesn't feel like the storylines that we've had in the past. Yes, John Luther is a copper who sometimes is a bit dirty, doesn't always play by the rules, but to have him in prison doesn't massively work for me. It felt like a bad spin-off idea. The back end of the film, I thought, felt a little bit Bond-esque. Now, some people will like that, some people might not like that. In terms of the big finale, in terms of the bad guy explaining his motives, that felt very Bond-esque to me. It felt like it had parts literally lifted from No Time to Die. I like the fact that the filmmakers were trying to do something bigger and better, but the fact that this villain became like a Bond villain, I wasn't a massive fan of that. I would have liked to have seen this film, and this is a bit of a minor criticism, I suppose. I would have really liked to have seen this film on the big screen. The whole idea of taking a TV show that you've been watching on your 42-inch telly and making it into a movie that you're now going to watch on your 42-inch telly because it's on Netflix, that was a missed opportunity. We should have been able to watch this on the biggest screen possible. And like I say, the back end of the film where you've got those open landscapes, you know, these great set pieces, it would have been really good to watch John Luther on the big screen. In terms of the performances, I think most of the characters were stellar and sort of did what they had to do. I don't feel like anyone was outstanding. It was nice to see Cynthia Erivo in this new DCI role, but if you watch her character arc, the journey that she's on, her storyline, you can more or less guess her journey right from the beginning. There were a couple of annoying things in there, like the fact that the bad guy always manages to escape really easily from trained armed police. A couple of things like a character can get stabbed but can carry on fighting even after they've been stabbed, much like in Scream 6. But for the most part, those are minor things, and I genuinely enjoyed the film. I just would have liked to have seen it at the cinema on the big screen. So my official Marcus Loves Movies rating for Luther, the Fallen Son is, mini drum roll, 4 stars. So those are my thoughts about Luther, the Fallen Son. I genuinely enjoyed watching it, and I hope we get to see more Luther. I hope we get to see Luther on the big screen at some point. That would be a wonderful thing. So let me know what you thought about it. Leave a comment in the comment section. Before you go, do me 2 quick favors. One, give the video a like, and if you do enjoy movie reviews and trailer reactions and film discussion, please subscribe to the channel. I'm on that road to 300 subscribers, and I'm growing this channel, so I would really appreciate your support. Thank you for watching my Luther, the Fallen Son movie review. Please stay tuned for the next video that I release, and I'll catch up with you again soon. So until then, take care of yourselves, and thanks for watching.